Hey everybody, this is Justin Derricks here. A lot of you guys have been wondering about how to keep your dog steady and stuff like that during the season to get it from not breaking while you're out hunting. You know, dogs busting out of the blinds, going after birds before they're even shot at or before they hit the ground. Uh, some of you have heard of me talk about the 1 in 4 drill, so I just kind of wanted to walk this through so you guys can see. This is Ziva. She's a 9-month-old chocolate, and I just started this with her about 2 days ago. Uh, she had some steadiness issues where she was getting, she was trying to break and everything else. So we've studied this up kind of over the last 2 days here, but you're going to see what I'm talking about, this 4 in 1 drill, this 1 in 4 drill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit Ziva here, and I'm going to walk out behind me here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a bumper, and out of those 4 bumpers, she's only going to pick up one of them, all right? So what this is going to do is it's going to teach her that not every bird that goes down or that's shot at is her bird. So therefore, she has to develop on her own that she needs to sit there. And if she does that, she'll be rewarded eventually with the retrieve. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up which of these 4 bumpers she gets to go with. So what I'll do is I'm going to throw her 2 different sets. The first set will be the 3rd bumper I'm going to let her go after, and the second set I'm going to let her go after the second one. Okay, so you'll see how I'm varying this up. What I'm going to do to start is I'm going to sit Ziva here, I'm going to go out, and I'm going to throw the bumper behind me. Okay, so what that's doing is that's putting myself between her and the bumper should she break. I can get her to stop, therefore she's not rewarded by being able to pick up that bumper. Okay, so that'll be the first set of 4. Once that's done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her back here, sit her down, I'm going to go back out to that same spot, and I'm going to throw them at a 90-degree angle or a flat throw to her. What that's doing is that's lessening the distance between myself and her, and so therefore it's becoming more of a desire for her to break and go after it. So that's one of the things we're trying to harness. All right. Once you're done with that flat throw, then you eventually go to where you're throwing directly at the dog, so the bumper is between you and the dog. All right. So again, that desire is going to be there for them to want to break. What we're teaching them is to make that right decision for them to sit there and not break. Okay, I still do this with my 4.5-year-old dog, Gage, that's sitting in the house right now. But this is one of the steadying drills that I work on. You'll notice she has 0 collar on. There's no e-collar. I'm not against e-collars, but in this particular drill, what we're working with here is attrition. Okay, so you don't need to have a collar on the dog. This is not a marking drill or anything like that. This is a steadying drill. Okay, so we're just going to work on this one thing at a time. So you'll be able to see what we're going to do here in just a second. Ziva, here, 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 heel, sit, good, good girl, sit. Mark, mark. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Now you'll notice I'm making these times that I'm throwing a little bit longer each time and making her sit there. So this one will let her go after. Sit. Mark. Ziva. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Here. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Sit. Leave. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Good girl. Now again, that was the 3rd out of what's going to be 4 bumpers. Here. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. so the next thing I'm going to do is, like I talked about, we're going to do that flat throw. The one good thing about the flat throw is I can work both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it from her right to left. Once this bird hits, I'm just going to go over there, pick it up, and I'm going to throw it right back to the same spot I came. So I'm working both sides. Right? So again, on this one, we'll let her pick up the second bird. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Mark. Ziva. Find it. Find it. Where's that? Find it. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Where is it? Find it. That a girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Leave. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. All right, as you saw there, she had a little trouble finding it. That's fine. We're just, again, this is a steadying drill. This isn't a marking drill. Here. Here, sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. So again, that was number 2 of 4. We'll go back and we'll throw the last 2. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Mark. Good girl. Good girl, Ziva. Good girl. Now we'll switch this one up. We'll give her the 4th bumper on this one. I have not done this yet, where I throw it between myself and her. So this is going to be a brand new experience for her, so we'll see how this works. I'm going to throw it about halfway between myself and her. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. And we'll try this again, since this thing decided to want to tip over. All right, we'll give this a try. Here. Here. Sit. Good. Girl. Good. Sit. Again, she hasn't done this yet, so we'll see how this ends up working. Again, what we're working on here is the steadiness. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Again, that desire is there. She wants to go, but she's making that conscious decision to sit there until I release her. Sit. This tripod is not wanting to cooperate today, so I don't know what the deal is. But we'll keep it on going here. Where is he? Here. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Sit. So she is making that conscious decision on her own to sit there. Again, there's no e-collar, no type of pressure or anything. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Mark. Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And this one we'll let her go after. Mark. Ziva. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Sit. Leave. sit, here, sit. So as you can see, all right, that's one way you can steady the dog up. Now what we'll do is over time, I'll eventually transition to wingers. I'll make the distances farther between her and myself. I'll make it to where the bumper is closer to her than what it is to me, all right? We're building upon those distractions. She is choosing to sit there. Again, there's no lead, there's no e-collar, there's no pressure, no nothing. She is making these decisions on her own to sit there, all right? And all we're working off is attrition. Good girl. It's a good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl.